Good morning, Charlton. I hope you're all well. We do have our lovely Buzzy guest over here. Say hi to Buzz. Hello, darling. And I have got one of my favourite stories by my favourite authors, Oliver Jeffers. Can you guess which one it is? There might be a penguin, there might be a boy, there might be a boy and a penguin. You guessed it, it is Lost and Found. It's one of Buzz's favourite books too. Okay, let's begin. Once there was a boy, and one day he found a penguin at his door. What do you think about that, Buzz? A penguin at his door. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost. What do you think? So the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked in the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are just like that. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know. That night the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he just didn't know how. Oh, beautiful stars in that picture. How could he help the penguin? The next morning he discovered that the penguins came from the South Pole. But how could he get there? Oh, a book of where penguins come from. He ran down to the harbour and asked a big ship to take him to the South Pole. But his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's giant horn. So together, he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. The boy took his rowboat out to the cupboard and they tested it for size and strength. Got his hammer there, got his tape measure, very important. They packed everything they would need. Looks like they've got an umbrella and a blanket, I'm not quite sure. And together they pushed the rowboat out to sea. They rowed south for many days and nights, and the boy telling stories all the way. The penguin listened to everything that the boy said. There's the seas that they rowed across in a tiny boat. They floated through good weather and bad. When the waves were as big as mountains. Whoa, what can you see in the sky? Looks a bit dangerous to me. Got some lightning there. Until they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin said nothing. Suddenly it looked sad again. The boy helped it out of the boat. Here we say, welcome to the South Pole. The boy said goodbye. There he is, saying goodbye. Do you think the penguin looks happy? Sad? I wonder what he's feeling. And floated away. But as he looked back, oh no, the penguin looks sadder than ever. And he's left the penguin with his umbrella as he's floating away. What do you think about that, Buzz? Not too much, I don't think. He's busy. It felt strange to be on his own. And the more he thought, the more he realised he was making a big mistake. The penguin wasn't lost, he was just lonely. Quickly, he turned the boat around and headed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. At last he reached the pole again. But where was the penguin? What's happening in that picture? Got the boy in the boat. What's the penguin travelling in? The boy searched and he searched, but he was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. sadly, the boy set off for home. There he is, sadly going in his boat. There was no point telling stories, because there was no one to listen, except the wind and the waves. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. What can he see? Closer and closer he got until he could see... What's it going to be? The penguin rowing in an umbrella. And there we have it. The penguin and the boy meet each other again. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. So, that was the story of Lost and Found. I hope you enjoyed it. I think Buzz did. Still washing. And just remember the power of stories, the power of storytelling, how it can bring people together and how wonderful it can be. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.